Right, welcome back to the Power Breakfast Show. My name is Wahiga Mwaura. Now, when you hear of the concept of poverty eradication, then you probably think that this is a role that only the government can play. But history has shown us that the best methods of fighting poverty is through a public-private partnership. So I'm joined in studio today by Mr. Harun Wachira, the General Manager, or Managing Director, better yet, of Akili Project, to tell us a little bit about what he has been doing to fight poverty. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Right, maybe we can begin by defining the Akili Project, give us the origins, we can start from there.
We started out largely by observing, my personal observation about that people in the rural area are being supported in Nairobi by people who are working, irrespective of whether or not they have a lot of land. Now, and I wanted to understand why. So, to cut a very long story short, I have been doing research on that area, discovered that most of the work that people do in the rural area is a loss making. And I'll give you just one example. A cow, just a dairy cow, to keep it, you need about 350 shillings per day.
Okay.
Just to maintain it. But the total income from that cow, on average in the rural area, is less than 6 liters. At 20 or 25 shillings, whatever price you decide to give for meals, it's a loss maker. So the Akili project is designed to take what people are doing in the rural areas and help them to do it in a way that is profitable. And we have carried out studies, we have developed some products, and that approach is what we call the entire value chain intervention approach, where we put the product from the market into the market, but directly produced in a way that people make money with.
Okay. How have you been able to roll out, and maybe you can talk a little bit about the public-private partnership?
Okay. The approach has been a partnership between the public and private, where the public provides funding for those things that cannot be funded by investors. For example, CDF provides money that can build a bulking center, a place to bring the produce together, where people like UNDP, who supported us in the research, did the research that established what we needed to be able to do. Right now we're working with some private partners like Juhudi Kilimo, who are funding the establishment of assets, like for example, equipment to stabilize a product on the ground. And then investors to do the distribution, the value addition, and putting of those products into the market. So everybody plays a role, but it is all working within one coordinated chain, with MPs facilitating at their local levels for their people to come out of poverty, with people like UNDP providing funding for training and capacity building, people like Juhudi Kilimo, etc.
I've also been on hand. Now, you were here about 6 months ago, early last year, and you wowed us with some Akili-made products and so forth. How far have you been able to go ever since, and what have you been able to achieve in the last 6 months, I say, or so?
Okay. I think a lot of the work that we have done since then has been work to do with finishing up the value addition. For example, we have developed a good cheddar cheese, which is ready for the market.
Okay.
We're waiting for KEBS certification. We have developed a good yogurt, it's called Yogi, and it will be in the next few months. We have developed a good honey and a good bee pollen. I particularly want to talk about the bee pollen.
I wish you had been able to bring them.
Next time when we are here, our product.
Okay.
But the packaging process has taken a little bit longer than we expected. The KEBS certification process is a very lengthy process, and as soon as we are finished that, I believe by next month we'll have some products that we can show.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do have products, but we also have got organization going on, because when you're developing a channel, you have to organize the communities, you have to organize the transportation, organizing the value addition, organize the distribution. All of that work is what is going on at the moment, and it's going on well. I would say yes.
Now, if I can use the term layman, who has never heard about the Akili project, how can you explain to them in maybe 5 words how it actually works, from the producer to the refinery to the distribution and so forth?
Okay.
Maybe you can run us through that.
If you're a community on the ground that grow something, then you can get organized into a group where we work with you and your MP or another support organization to establish value addition, bulking. Bulking is the critical step for creating economies of scale.
Yes.
Because if you are only producing like let's say even a very expensive product like aloe vera, but you're only producing one plant, nobody will come to buy it. But if there are 10,000 of you or 3,000 of you producing it, then you have enough scale to negotiate with the manufacturer of soap.
Okay.
So,
or even to ship it abroad.
yeah,
There's
or
so
to
much you
ship
can
it
do.
abroad.
Yes.
Or if French beans is a good example also. The buyers abroad will not buy your produce unless it is certain quantities, like let's say 5 tons every week. So the first step is, if you are a producer, is to be part of a group that that is able to bulk. The bulking facility is the best step for CDF to step in. So you can put in your proposal to CDF to get funded to build a bulking center. If you are on the other side, like a buyer, I'm really beginning to appeal to buyers to partner with communities to buy directly to eliminate the brokers. In between the time when you see any product that is coming out from the rural area, I'll give you a mango, for example, from Bura. Mangoes in Bura are right now costing 2 shillings and 3 shillings. One mango.
That's one mango.
That same mango is costing in the market wholesale price 15 shillings. The transportation cost is about 3 shillings. So you cannot explain why the mango should not pay the farmer in Bura about 7 shillings.
Okay.
You understand? So the group in Bura are organized to work, to bulk their mangoes together, organize their own transportation so that those mangoes can get to Nairobi, and organize an outlet here in Nairobi that can offload those mangoes to the market at a price that gives a fair price back to the people in Bura, where they have irrigation, they are paying for water, they are paying for everything like that. So the Akili project is a hand-holding exercise for communities to be able to get their products into the market in value-added form.
Right.
Yes.
Now, I know possibly many of our viewers at home are thinking the ideas sound good, but are they working? I know that one of the first constituencies that you settled on was the Gishugu constituency. Maybe you can give us an idea of some of the products that you have been able to produce there, how you've been able to organize the farmers, and so forth.
In Gishugu, we actually have got some exciting things happening. Organizing communities into what are called nyumbakumis, accountable groups.
Of about 10 people.
Of about 10 people who live together, produce together, and work together, has actually resulted in some very interesting benefits. Like, even beyond production, the groups in Gishugu are right now eliminating illegal brews themselves because they know each other. You understand? So they can be able to say, this is the guy who brews the brew that is killing our young people. And they can be able to eliminate it themselves. So they can work together with the government, the DC, the chiefs, and all the other people working together with this community organization eliminates not only poverty, but also will eliminate illegal activities in an area. But then they organize to produce something. For example, if they are producing milk, they will bulk their milk. If they are producing aloe vera, at the moment, they will plant the aloe vera, and that will take time to grow. At the moment, the most exciting thing there is that young people are beginning to organize themselves also to grow, to keep bees in the forest. Yeah, to keep bees. A bee is more profitable than a cow. A bee is more profitable than anything you can do in the farm, because if you produce, for example, a product like bee pollen, which we are beginning to train people on how to produce. Bee pollen in the market sells for more than 10 times the price of milk. And bee pollen is collected for you by bees. But many people who do hives do not know that. So in Gishugu, we are now at the stage where we are training different groups doing different things on how to get their products bulked. Of course,
which actually brings me to my next question, which is, this sounds costly. Who brings the money for the bulking center and so forth?
Like in Gishugu, CDF has funded the bulking center, which is still not yet constructed. They are under construction. But working with the groups that are already there, like Juhudi Kilimo, we are able to work with funding of assets. For example, Juhudi Kilimo in Gishugu has been funding the provision of high-yield cows, because instead of having a cow that produces 6 liters of milk, you might just as well have a cow that produces 30 liters of milk. You achieve economies of scale.
Yes.
But the training, the education, the convincing the farmers, working with people, is very complex, because you are displacing cartels that exist. You are displacing people who get affected by what you are doing. If you get a farmer to be paid directly for the French beans, the broker in between doesn't like you. If you're working on the milk sector, the guys who normally eat the money from the farmers on a day-to-day basis by just not eating as in stealing, but just in eating as in organizing. Quote,
It's called
quote,
highway robbery.
it's called highway robbery. I didn't know the
as
term.
you're watching. But there's nothing you can do about it,
Nothing you can do.
unfortunately, yes.
Those people fight back, and they send the wrong messages, so you need to be there on the ground, and this is where I think working with social development partners to bring about the education and the capacity building on the ground is a challenge. It's a very, very serious challenge.